guys, and welcome to a brand new video. So in today's video, I will be doing like a remake of a video I did over a year ago again. Today, I'll be showing you my current training routine, and ever since I changed my home stable to Jorvik stables, I've kind of changed up my training routine because usually I start at my home stable and now I do the same thing. So my training routine has changed a little bit since last year. I've said this a million times before in previous videos. I don't like training. I'm not someone who trains their horses every day because one, I simply don't have time for that, and two, I don't even really like it. But what I do like is making these training routines every time I move home stables, and don't ask me why, but I just like to do it. So in today's video, we are going to check out my training routine right now that starts off in Jorvik stables. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get straight into this video. Like I said, I start off at my home stable, and my home stable is right here in Jorvik stables. Now Jorvik stables actually has two races right behind this little building over here, and they are these Jorvik stables races. These are the first two I do, and then I go on to Paddock Island. You can jump over here and then jump over the wall here. It really isn't that hard. I can even do it with a level 1 horse. Like I said, I don't really like training. And then you can go down there, and that way you can get to Paddock Island very easily. So here we have the two races at Paddock Island, one with our dear Uncle Bob and one with Lisa. Or actually, they changed her name to Lizzie because it was kind of confusing with the Soul Rider Lisa. So they changed it to Lizzie now. That's maybe nice to know. And then after Paddock Island, I go to the harbor right down there, and I do that little race right there. This right here is the race I was talking about, the race with Susanna, and after that I go to Goldspur's farm. So then I do this race right here with Molly, and then down here we have that 250 XP race from, I can't remember her name, from Morgana, of course. And then we're gonna take the trailer. Now in this routine, you barely take the trailer because I want to earn money from training as well. You get Jorvik shillings from doing races, and I don't want to spend all of that on trailers all of the time, which is why I make my training routines so that I don't have to use a lot of trainers. Trainers? What am I even saying today? Obviously I meant trailers. So then you go into the trailer and choose Nilmer's Highland to travel to. Up here at the circus, we actually have two more races that a lot of people forget about. This one, the first one, gives 175 XP, and this one 150. A lot of people forget about these races, so I just figured I'd put it in here, so here you go. Next, we are going to run all the way to Moorland and do the races right over there, and then move on to Fort Pinta. So like I just said, I do these three races over here, and then also the pole bending, and then I go on to James in Fort Pinta to do his race as well. I'm not going to go to Fort Pinta right now because I'm actually going to ask you to run all the way back to Steve's farm. You can obviously use the trailer if you think it's too long of a ride, but in my opinion, it's easy to do, right? Anyways, here we are at Steve's farm, my former home stable, and it's so empty now. I kind of miss it, to be honest. It's like the center of Jorvik, and it was pretty nice living here. I'm getting distracted again, but you know, I do this race over here with Steve, and then I go on to Will all the way at that mill right there. So up there you have Will with the mill race, and then down here we have another race, which is the bunny race. Everybody loves this one, am I right? So here we have Landon with his bunny race, and then if you want to, I know some people don't like doing this race when they are not riding a cold tolerant horse, but if you do want to do the race, you can go to Dino Valley taking this balloon over here. The next race is at a place a lot of people like to avoid as well, and it's the observatory. A lot of people skip this race. I don't really get it because it's a nice race, but you know, the observatory up there, it has a race, and that is the next one in my routine. Then after the observatory race, I go to the Baroness's racetrack and do this race over here. This race is really short, but it gives you a lot of XP, and I do want to do like a shortened training routine for the people who don't have a lot of time but still want to earn a lot of XP, aka all races with 250 XP or higher put together in a training routine. If you would like to see that, just let me know, and I might make a video like that in the future. After the Baroness's racetrack, I do these three races right over here, and these are not my favorites, so sometimes I skip these two and only do this one because this one gives 250 XP, which means I'll include that one in the video I just mentioned if I'm going to make it. And then after that, we are going to the garden, and a lot of people forget about this race too. I've watched some training routines here on YouTube, and a lot of people leave it out for some reason. But here in the garden, we obviously have the garden race as well. And then from the garden, there's actually a shortcut down there to the riding arena, which I'll show you in a second. So here is the garden race, and this one gives 150 XP, which is a little bit more than usual. 125 is the standard, I guess. And then like I said, there's a shortcut down to the riding arena, and a lot of people have been saying this doesn't work anymore, but if you keep trying, it will work eventually. Did you see that? I did it in one try, so it is still possible for those saying it isn't anymore. So just try it, you will succeed. Just pay attention to your horse's health and you will get down. And after doing that courageous jump down there, we are going to do the races right here. These are the show jumping tracks, which are one of my favorite races ever. I love show jumping. I'm a show jumper myself, and this is just my favorite place. There is a new roleplay video coming soon. I can tell you that. I've been working on the story and I cannot wait for you guys to see what it's going to end up being like, because it's kind of really interesting. This isn't just some normal kidnapping. There's a whole story behind it, so I hope you guys will enjoy that in a few weeks. Anyways, I'm off topic again. We need to continue this video and not talk about other video ideas, because that is for training videos and we're not training today, or actually we're kind of training today, but not actually doing the races, just like looking over them. So yeah, next race is right here in Golden Hills Valley, these two. Next up, we have this race with Emma in Golden Leaf Forest, and now the Scarecrow race still hasn't returned, you guys. It still isn't there. So if you do want to do this, you can go back to Jasper's farm and take the trailer to Golden Leaf Stables. I usually do that because I do think that's kind of a long ride and I'm pretty impatient, so I'm not going to run all the way through Dino Valley to go to that race. Dino Valley? Seriously? My brain is dead, y'all. I just finished my exams, which I'm so happy about. I'm so relieved. So there's a lot of new and nice content coming soon, but I just finished my exams and I'm pretty brain dead right now. I'm gonna need the whole weekend to sleep and rest because you guys, I lack so much sleep and I can't help it, but I just stay up way too late sometimes. So that is yet another thing to fix in my life, my sleeping schedule. All jokes aside though, I do these 3 races over here with Awa, and then I go back to Cape West Fishing Village to take the ferry to, guess what? Fort Pinta. I know that I already did the races in Fort Pinta, but the place we are going to next is actually South Hoof Peninsula. And from there, we are going to go to Epona. So just so you have a little oversight, I do know I skipped the whole east portion of Jorvik so far, Mistfall and Valedale and Fairgrove, but that is coming at the end of this routine. The nice thing about going from Golden Hills Valley to South Hoof Peninsula is that these 2 ferries are actually in Fort Pinta at the same time, so you could just run over from that one to this one and you have enough time, which means you don't actually have to wait for the ferry right here, so that is nice, am I right? So like I said, we were going to South Hoof Peninsula and we are where the Welsh ponies are being sold with the Hermit, and he has 2 races for you that you can do. If you want to skip these, you can just take the trailer to New Hillcrest, but I do like to do them because these races are nice in my opinion. The next place we're headed is what I just mentioned, and that is New Hillcrest. So here we have Ginny with her race here in New Hillcrest, and then there's also another one on those islands right there, and I don't always do it because you need a specific breed for it. And it's actually the Icelandic race all the way in the back right there. You do need an Icelandic if you do want to do that race, so I would suggest going back to your home stable and take out an Icy, take the trailer to New Hillcrest, do the race, go back to your home stable, retrieve the horse that you were riding, and finish the race with that horse, which means that the XP will go to that horse you're training. Like, it's not even on the map, which I find really weird, but it does exist right here with Lily Bones. We are now headed to Crescent Moon Village to do that race right over there, and honestly, if you want to, you can take the trailer again, but I like riding through Epona, so I'm just gonna ride there. So here we are with Ilona Skywolf, and this is actually the last race for the Harvest Counties. Now we are actually going to finish up the races and take the trailer to Valedale Village to go from Valedale to Valedale Lake to Fairgrove, and then last but not least, to Mistfall. So like I said, we are in Valedale now, so first you have to do this race, I guess, and then you go to the person with the cow. I can't remember her name yet again. Sophie right here, and then I do this race, and then I go to Vale de Lake over that passageway right there. So here we are at Vale de Lake with Mr. Anderson, and I do this race, and then I take the passageway to Fairgrove, and there's a race on there that a lot of people actually forget about. So we are gonna go do the zombie apocalypse race on the passageway, and it is right here. It gives you 125 XP with Mrs. Morse, so don't forget about this race, y'all. And then I just continue the passageway all the way down to Fairgrove. We are almost at the end of this video, you guys. I know it's pretty long already for a training routine. I wanted to do a voiceover because maybe then while training you could follow more easily, so that you could just listen to me talking about which race I'm doing next instead of having to look at the screen all the time, because it causes a lot of people to crash in Star Stable as well. So next are the Fairgrove races over here. I do these and then I go to Mistfall. Now the thing with the Mistfall races is, do you see how long this ride is? All the way till here. That's a pretty long ride, which means I will be taking the trailer to Dundle, and then I will end at the last races in Mistfall. The last 3 races with Alonso right here in Mistfall, you guys. There's 3 races, including 1 orienteering challenge, and the other 2 are 2 like normal races, and that is it for my training routine. I know there's a lot of races in Star Stable, and Star Stable keeps adding more and more, and I can't keep up. I find it really hard to do all of the races in one day, because for me, it takes hours, because I get distracted so easily. So I don't train every day, but if I would do all of the races in a day, this is the way I would do it. And then finally, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that, and it also helps me out a lot. If you want to see more videos, including my video on those tree horses coming out next week, Star Stable released a trailer on them yesterday, which I will link in the description box below. Then subscribe to my channel and also turn on your notifications right next to the subscribe button to never miss out on any videos I upload. And yeah, I really hope I'll see you on Wednesday with that video on those magical quote-unquote tree horses. Bye guys!